Welcome back to the next video. Here I'm going to talk about an introduction to fingerstyle guitar. So when you play fingerstyle, there are going to be two parts to your right hand, the thumb and the other fingers. I like to rest my thumb on the 6th string, the low E, the fattest string. I like to rest my thumb there or even on the A string. And with my other fingers, if you ever learn typing, you'll be familiar with the concept of the home row, home keys. So in this concept, our other fingers, the index, middle, and ring fingers on our right hand, finger picking hand, will rest on the top 3 strings. These are called the top 3 strings. So as I mentioned before, the thumb will be resting on the low E, the fat string. The pointer finger will be on the 1, 2, 3, the 3rd string. The middle finger will be on the 1, 2, 2nd string, and the ring finger will be on the 1st string. So in a more relaxed posture, that's going to look something like this. You're going to want to create some sort of curvature here that will allow you to separate the thumb and the other fingers. Alright, now to get your right hand moving, your finger picking hand moving, put your hand at home position, thumb on the low E, index, middle, ring, resting with no tension. Home position, minimal force. We're going to close the hand. And now let's do this with the strings, minimal force. Close the hand and glide through the strings. I'll introduce the concept of the boom chick. The boom chick is exactly what it sounds like. Picking hand in home position. Left hand is just muting the strings so that we create a percussive sound and we can hear the boom chick. Okay, fingers in home position. Thumb glides through the 6th string and actually ends up resting on the A string. This is called a rest stroke. A rest stroke is when you glide your finger through the string and rest it on the next string. Here's another rest stroke. Here's another. Here's another. Here's another. And then I run out of room. I can't do another one because there's no string down here. Not yet. Try it with the open strings. Try it with index finger on the very first fret of the 1, 2, 3, 3rd string, and do the same. Boom chick. As a reminder, you can see that there is space between the palm of my hand and the guitar as I'm fretting this note, and my finger is curved. The tip of my finger is how I'm playing this one. Fingers on the home position. Fingers at home position. Now we're going to go P. Thumb is called P. Index is I. M is middle. A is ring. So we will be going P, I, M, A. Let's do that slowly together. Tiny motions, tiny movements. The smaller, the better. And notice that I'm picking from this joint. Now, when I don't rest the finger on another string, it's called a free stroke. So the finger is free to essentially move toward the inner part of the palm, but not that far. Put your fingers on the home position, thumb on the E, and the 1, 2, or 3 on the top 3 strings. And now we'll be picking these strings, these open strings, just the open strings. And like I said before, this is a small motion. When we're learning it, make it very small, and then you'll build from there. And in addition, with the thumb, you'll be gliding through the string like a hot knife through butter, just like this. And as you can see, I'm doing the rest stroke that I mentioned earlier, gliding right through the string and landing on the A string. The A string is string number 5. And you can see that my other fingers are in position, ready to be played. So let's add the index finger to this. Thumb, rest stroke, landing on the A string. G string, that's the 3rd string with your index finger, plucks as well with a very small motion coming into the center of your palm. That motion I just did was too big. So let's add the thumb back into the mix, and we'll go thumb index, or P-I. And we want to let these strings ring out for as long as they can. So what do you do when you're out of position like this? You've hit both strings, and now what do we do if we get out of position? If your other 2 fingers, the middle and ring, if your other 2 fingers are still on the home position, then it's just a matter of using your index finger to feel, as if you can't see, you're just going by feel. You want to feel the 3rd string in relation to your other 2 fingers that are already planted on the 1st and 2nd string. You can even drag your index finger from the very 1st string down to the 3rd, so that you're sure that you're on the 3rd string. In a similar way, you can find where you need to go with your thumb, because you know you need to get it back to somewhere where it can play a string. And that's probably going to be right here on the low E. So in a similar way to using your index finger to find the 3rd string, you can kind of even drag your thumb from anywhere on the body above the strings and land somewhere on the E string, the low E. And this is all spatial relationships with where the fingers need to be in relation to each other. Thumb is P, index is I, middle is M, ring is A. So now we'll be using P, I, and M. First, let's get a sense of how it feels when our fingers are in home position to pluck with the middle finger. Now let's go P-I-M. And we'll do a rest stroke on the P and free strokes on the I and the M. Here we go. Thumb, index, middle. So at this point, our index and middle are slightly out of position. Right here, they're slightly out of position. And you want these strings to be ringing as long as they can. We want sustain here. And when you're moving the thumb back to position, you also would be replanting your index and middle fingers in their home positions. So you can even practice this by closing your hand here and just opening it up, landing in home position. The more natural and practiced, rehearsed this sort of is, the quicker you'll be able to start playing with it. So now we can even do more with just the thumb, index, and middle. We can actually do P-I-M-I. And you can also do P-M-I-M. Now we can add the ring finger. So we'll be doing P-I-M-A. Let's practice just getting the ring fingers being hit from the home position. Very small motion.